Welcome back to Bud Light Hog Talk here at District Bar and Grill. We're just a block away from the BMO Harris Bank Center. Thanks again for IceHogs head coach Ted Dent for joining us on the first segment. Next up, we have new IceHogs winger, relatively new, Mathieu Beaudoin. Let's give a round of applause for Mathieu Beaudoin. Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Rockford, 1. 2, congratulations to you as well on the birth of your new child.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been a hectic 2 weeks for me, but everything went perfectly with my wife and our new daughter here, so we're pretty happy.
Things were kind of up and down. It seemed like every day you didn't really know when that magical moment was going to happen, and will I play tonight? Will I not play? Where am I going to be? Your wife lives in Toledo, so you had to travel out there to get the job done, I guess.
Yeah, with the trade happening 2 weeks before due date, it was a little bit of an unknown for us, but the team here, the coaches and the management were really good to let me go a day early, and I was home with my wife for 5 days, and I got to be part of the whole process. So I'm really grateful that their organization let me be part of that, and I was part of the bird, so it was nice.
You came over in a trade from Hershey. How quickly did you have to get used to the new teammates? Because the next day you guys were down in Texas playing a game.
Yeah, I got traded around 5 o'clock on a Friday, I think, and then on Saturday morning I was on a flight at 5 a.m. to go down to Texas to meet the team, and I got there and we had 3 games just down in Texas, so kind of worked out pretty good for me to be on the road with the team. I got to meet all the guys in a closer environment than when you're at home, because you spend a lot more time as a team on the road, so I got to know all the guys real fast, so it was a good timing, I guess.
We got a Twitter question for you from Savannah. She says, question for Beaudoin: what was it like getting traded and the very next day having a game with the new team and not knowing most of the guys? It must be tough to kind of transition right onto the ice and play your game with a bunch of new guys that you don't really know.
It's surreal. It's surreal. You're on a team one day and the next day you're part of a different team, and for me especially, to go back to Texas, where when I landed in San Antonio, I played there 2 years ago, so it was kind of a look in the past for me to be back there and to walk into the rink and to be wearing a new uniform and to be surrounded by new people. You kind of like you feel a little different out there, and it's an experience that's unique, and it was fun. It was fun to get to experience that, and I'm glad to be part of the Rockford team now.
How many of the guys on the team did you know beforehand coming in and playing with the IceHogs?
I knew a little bit Marty St. Pierre, because he was with Columbus before, and I live in Columbus, so
okay.
he spent a part of his summer there a couple of years ago, and we met, and I played with Kendall McCardle last year in Portland, so those were the only 2 guys that I kind of knew a little bit before showing up. And
one of the questions that we always kind of get is when a new guy comes in, not really sure what the nickname is. Your Twitter name is Matt Bobo26, but is that what they call you, Bobo? Is it Bodes or something, Boder, Bodesy? There's always something else.
Most of the guys will call me Bodes or Matty, but I prefer Bodes.
You prefer Bodes?
And Bobo was my nickname growing up, so that's where the Twitter and all my online stuff is using the Bobo nickname, I guess. But
you've played for a number of different teams, though. Do the nicknames change from team to team, or is it normally just kind of straightforward?
Pretty straightforward. I mean, usually everybody's kind of a shorter version of their last name, unless something special happened and you get stuck with a pretty funny nickname or something. But most of the guys call me Bodes.
Now, with you having done some mid-season movement between teams before in the past, was it kind of an easier transition for you because it wasn't the first time, or did it still kind of, well, my world has changed now in 24 hours? Well,
it was a little different for me this year. We had a 17-month-old kid, and my wife was with me in Hershey, so it was a lot more going on the move, and to get everybody moved with the pregnancy and everything. So it was a little more hectic this time. But every time you get traded or switch team or get called up somewhere, you get used to the lifestyle, and so it's just another day in the life of a hockey player, I guess.
Nick on Twitter asked us too, how do you deal with moving and adjusting, especially in your case with the family situation, to the new city in the middle of the season? You're not only adjusting to a new living situation, new teammates, but now additionally with you, the family, and trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to have my next kid?
We were fortunate enough that our family's in Toledo, so on the way back from Hershey, they stopped there, and they stuck around there for a couple weeks, and they're going to come and meet me here next week. So I kind of made the move by myself to start, and I kind of got used to the city a little bit around here and found a place for us to live. So it'll be a lot easier for them to just come when everything is a little more settled for us.
You've been on the team for a month, but you've only played in 2 home games. Is the living situation settled now here in Rockford?
Yeah, I found a place, and
You don't have to give us the address. It's okay.
no, I found a place, and so that my family's gonna be coming down on Friday.
Good. 28 years old. You're one of the older guys on the team. Have you taken kind of a little bit of a veteran role maybe, and you've been around the block a little bit? You know the AHL pretty well. Not that any of these young guys haven't been here for 2 or 3 years, but as a 28-year-old to be one of the older guys on the team, is that kind of something new to you, or are you pretty used to it?
No, I think I just came in and trying to be a part of the team. I didn't. There's a guy that's been here for a few years, and Marty St. Pierre is the captain. He's doing a great job being a leader, and a lot of the guys around the locker room are leaders around here. And I'm kind of more of a quiet guy, so I kind of stick to myself a little more. But I'll be the kind of leadership that I can bring to the team is more towards the experience that I've got in the past years, towards the playoff push and stuff like that, and my work ethic, and just trying to be the best pro I can be. So that's what I want to transpire to the young guys, and hopefully they just look up to me and see a good pro, and that's what I try to be.
Now, on the ice, you came with the team down in that Texas road trip, and as of right now, that's kind of where things turned around, going back to that game against Texas, the 5-4 shootout win, 11 rounds. How was it for you being a new guy on the team and reacting to that win, knowing that the team had just lost 6 straight games?
It's fun. It's fun to be part of a change. It's fun to see the guys in the locker room that have been here all year, and now the attitude is changing towards a winning attitude, because we know we can do it. And there's been a lot of change, and we have a bunch of new guys, so everybody's kind of getting basically like feeling like it's a little bit of a new team and stuff. So it's been fun.
It looks like the roster right now, from top to bottom, when you look at the makeup of this team, it's a team that can make a push, because you have the talent at the top heavy scoring, but the depth is there too. The defensemen have been good. The goaltending's been good. Since you came, this team's pretty much been one of the better teams in the league as far as win-loss record. Top to bottom, does this team look like a team to you that can make a deep playoff run?
For sure. I look at the lineup. We've got 4 really good lines. We've got some young guys that are way too talented to be in the American League, and they're going to be playing in the NHL real fast. And we've got some older guys that have been around for a while, and they've been part of teams that have made pushes, and they've been guys that have put up points in the American League. And our D-core is real solid, and we have 2 really good goaltender, and I think that's gonna be key for us to go forward here.
You've played on some good American Hockey League teams as well, deep playoff runs and teams that you played for, specifically down in Texas. How would you compare those teams to the team that you're playing for now with Rockford?
Every team is different, but I would say that what I see with Rockford is the depth of the team. Like, we have, from top to bottom, we have guys that can play, and we even have guys that are not playing right now that can step in and be a good player on the team.
They don't skip a beat, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the key. When you don't need to look to guys that never played in this league to step up, that's a lot harder for those guys to come in and to make an impact. But when you have guys that have been here before, and then guys that know how to play in the American League, and they're the one that are stepping in the lineup when you need someone, that makes a big difference.
You've played for the 3 Texas teams. You've played in the Eastern Conference as well in the American Hockey League. What's the biggest difference on the ice and off the ice? I'm sure travel obviously is much different in both leagues and in the AHL.
Travel's different. The game's the same. I mean, you play the same players. Teams move from west to east all the time with the affiliation changes and stuff. So the biggest difference is back east, you don't fly anywhere. You just drive, and you're pretty much in your own bed most of the nights. But they're late nights. You get home at 3, 4 in the morning. Here we travel not too far from Rockford when we play around here, Chicago, Peoria. So we get home really early, and then when we fly somewhere, it's always we don't have those crazy 5 a.m. flights. So we have rest, and then we fly at a reasonable time. So that's the biggest difference, is the travel.
The travel schedule is pretty straightforward for you guys down in Texas. Had a couple off days in between the stops, flying there back and forth. And in the month of March, we'll have the trip to Oklahoma City and Abbotsford. Those are two of the longest trips of the season for this team in Rockford.
Abbotsford's a long way up there.
Yeah, it's way up there.
You know, we got to fly to Vancouver and then drive to Abbotsford and stuff. But Oak City's not too bad. I mean, it's a short little flight down south, and it's always nice to go down in nice weather. So it's fun for guys after a couple weeks at home to go and spend a few days on the road.
Now, last year in San Antonio, or 2 years ago, you were an American Hockey League All-Star. This year, the IceHogs had St. Pierre and Clendening as the All-Star representatives. What was that experience like for you, being 25, 26 years old and going down there? And I think it was in Hershey, actually, when you played there, to get the experience.
Yeah, I got to go to Hershey for the All-Star game. I was hurt and came right back maybe a week before the All-Star game, so I was fortunate enough to be able to go, and it's a great experience. You know, when it's humbling to be part of an All-Star team, and you're playing with the best players in the league, and it's an experience that you're used to see on TV, the National Hockey League All-Star game and all the skill stuff, and they pretty much recreate the same setup for the American League, so it's a really fun experience.
Which of the skills competitions did you participate in?
They put me in the hardest shot contest for some reason.
How did that work out for you?
I hit 90.
That's good.
Yeah, but we had some big boys with me that got around 99.6,
yeah.
something like that year.
Not bad.
Yeah, but I would have rather do something with less power, maybe a little more
shootout
speed
maybe?
or something like that. That would work better with my skill set.
When you go down for an experience like that, or I guess up to Hershey for that, is it something where you're just going to take advantage and have a good time and just kind of take your mind a little bit off of the regular season, or are you going and you look at the other players on the team and you try to pick up maybe little things that they do, look at some guys who've been around the league a lot and become better that way as well?
You go there, you meet guys, every team's got their GM, every team's got some coaches, some scouts. There's a lot of people that are involved in this in the All-Star game, and so you want to go there and you want to present yourself in a way that you want to be remembered. So you want to make sure when you meet someone, you want to represent your team, you want to represent yourself in a way that people are going to look at you and be like, "Oh, this is a real good pro hockey player, this guy, and he's real classy," and you want to leave a good impression. So I think that's the way you need to approach a situation like that. And at the same time, it's great for the fans. So you want to give a good show, and you want to get them something for their money.
Now, I've always wanted to ask someone who's played down in Las Vegas. You were with the Wranglers, I think, 2 different stints briefly. What's it like to play in that city? Obviously, it's not much of a hockey town, but what's it like just kind of being situated there and playing in Las Vegas?
It's crazy. It's
distracting a little bit, maybe?
Distracting for some guys. I think they do a good job of not keeping those guys around for their own safety,
right.
I would say. But for guys like I have my wife there with me and stuff, so we took advantage of going to see shows and basically a free vacation in Vegas, and I was getting paid to play hockey, so it was nice. But I think that I was only there for maybe like 2 months over a 2-year period, so it was probably the perfect amount of time to be living
in
Vegas.
Yeah. Did you see the recent in the ECHL, Bakersfield was playing Las Vegas when they brought the live condor out onto the ice?
Yeah, I saw that on ESPN. It was pretty wild.
If you guys missed this, Bakersfield Condors brought a live bird out onto the ice for the national anthem. The bird got away from the handler. He went to go chase it down. He fell down on the ice. You've got to look this up on YouTube. It's hilarious. That's the by far worst case scenario for a team if you want to do something special like that. Didn't work out so well, but it turned out to be hilarious, and I guess they've gotten a lot of attention for it.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing happened, they probably wouldn't be on Sports Center, you know. So they do a lot of crazy stuff in the ECHL to attract fans and stuff like that. So this one turned out pretty good for Bakersfield.
Put yourself in that situation. The condor actually came up into the bench. Would you run away or would you try to fight back?
No, I would run away.
Now, Quebec kid for you, born about an hour away from Montreal, right?
Yeah, I was born in a little town called Victoriaville.
Okay.
I've been living in Sherbrooke for 20 years now. So.
Canadiens fan growing up then?
Yeah, Montreal all the way.
How does a Canadiens fan from Montreal, born in Quebec, end up playing hockey at Ohio State University?
Well, it was a choice I had to make when I was about 16 years old. I got drafted at the major junior up in Quebec, and school was really important for me. And I got drafted in a city where they had a lot of traveling to do, and I've heard about college hockey from people that have played there that are from Quebec and stuff. And the more I was thinking about it, the more I realized that it was I wasn't sure about my pro career after college or after junior, and I really wanted to make sure that I had something to fall back on if hockey didn't work out. So I went out and played in British Columbia for 1 year, and I got a bunch of scholarship offers, and Ohio State was the perfect fit for me, and I'm really glad I went there.
You played all 4 years at Ohio State, right?
Yeah, I played 4 years. I got my degree in finance and met my wife there. So
So it worked out pretty well for you.
And
overall.
Columbus is my home now, so it was a great 4 years.
It's a nice little town, Columbus. It's kind of, you get the city, but you also get that college town atmosphere in certain spots too. Yeah, I like Columbus myself.
Yeah, Columbus, the downtown is about 10 minutes from the campus, and the surrounding areas is really nice, and a lot of nice people there. The Midwest kind of mentality and stuff that I've gotten used to over the years, and it's a place where raising a family is really easy and really nice. So it's gonna be our home for a while.
Any great college hockey memories for you playing in the CCHA?
Yeah, a bunch. Probably my favorite one is winning the CCHA championship my freshman year, and up in Detroit against Michigan.
It's always nice to beat them in their hometown.
It's always
yeah.
nice to beat Michigan, and
Kevin
especially
Quick.
in Detroit. And so no, that was probably my best memory from college.
Well, Bodes, welcome to Rockford, and good luck the rest of the season. Let's get 4 more points this weekend.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for Mathieu Beaudoin. We'll be right back with more Bud Light Hog Talk coming up on 23.2 Antenna TV.